we're talking about the Windscale disaster and what I ordered. Okay, so in Windscale, one of the things I immediately ordered when I found out about the contamination problem is I immediately ordered the milk and the grain and all food substances to be checked for radiation, which was very, very, very important. Like I said, the inventions of the little vacuum cleaners, the little filters to check for outside radiation or radiation being picked up by the filters was one of my ideas as well. I was the pioneer of radiation and the pioneer of safety systems. I was also the inventor and inventor of the steam engine. Like I said, I drew a picture of the steam shovel, and that goes into basically who I am and what I am and the things I've invented over the years, including the wing. But basically, we're talking about the Windscale disaster right now and the White Scale city, which is right next door. And when I named the United Kingdom, United Kingdom. So anyway, so I immediately ordered milk and grain to be checked for radiation. Once we picked it up in the air, then I was like, okay, I want all the milk to be checked and thrown away. If they said, are you sure you want to throw it away? I was like, yeah. I was like, I'll pay for it. I don't care. Thank you. I'm buying all that contaminated milk and it's now mine. Thank you. I'm throwing it away. You know, sometimes if it takes a rich person to do huge things, or the captain of steam and steel engines and person I am, inventor of flight, to basically order vast, huge things to be done, then that's what I have to do. And if it has to come out of my own pocket, then that's what I did. So basically I ordered all the milk to be thrown away, pretty much as a child. I was like, throw away all the milk. Of course, I wasn't exactly around back then, so someone did it on my behalf. And then of course, all the grain would be checked. And basically, the cleanup of a White Scale actually began, which is basically the cleanup of all the surrounding area, any milk that had been contaminated, you know, checking that. The same thing happened, would happen, I would assume, in Russia, as my second reactor. And no, you can't steal a reactor from the leader of radiation nuclear energy. Bleep, bleep, bleep. Censorship here. But anyway, so Chernobyl would also follow suit the same way, and also surrounding areas, and that's why I ordered detection sensors at any power plant that would be in near vicinity of a nuclear reactor to be checking their workers for radiation in case there's any accidental leaks. So, because if a reactor had a leak, then the first thing a power facility nearby might go, oh look, you're radioactive, which is why it's mandatory. Just the simple little check. How many rounds do you have today? And plus, from the White Scale disaster, too, I knew that radiation levels may be peaking in the surrounding areas from the White Scale disaster in the United Kingdom, and it's kind of like a holdover thing, from all that, which was starting back in 1940 and would continue. But basically, because anytime you have radiation exposure, if you get to the milk right away and you get to the grains right away, you can clear them away, and you will have not as bad long-term effects. If you eat it or if you drink it, that's bad. That's really bad. And that's where you're going to get into some real problems. Unless you have cancer or some sort of thing that you want to have your immune system stripped away from you or something like that. Which is why, it's funny how everyone's like, don't panic, don't panic. It's like, what do you mean don't panic? You should fucking panic sometimes, dude. That's why I mandated all this shit. That's why there's supposed to be automatic safety systems about the damn reactors. Anyway, but from the White Scale disaster and all that other stuff, I set down, mandated things. People be trained, blah, 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 blah. And basically, anytime you have radiation being picked up in the surrounding area, throw away the milk, throw away the grain. Or check it and then throw it away. Don't just throw it away, of course. But because you never know. And that also helps you track where the radiation cloud went. And also helps with meteorology, too. Fun things. But anyway, so the Chernobyl disaster, if people were doing their job, they would immediately go out and check the grains, which should be periodically checked in America as well. Just to tell, because anytime you have a leak in the surrounding area, or anytime it's always good to check background radiation levels or food radiation levels, just because. And if food is actually sterilized too by radioactive thing, it automatically goes through a radioactive sterilization and test. So it's already covered on both fronts. So you know your meat's still, because it gets irradiated to kill all the bacteria, and then it gets checked to see how radioactive it is. Oh, damn, that's really radioactive. Get rid of it. Things that America basically should be doing, and I believe is doing normally on an everyday schedule. Like every factory, every place really should have these things already basically in check, so these things can be averted. Because if they're not, it's a simple check. It's like, not radioactive, or radioactive. It's like you can have a sensor. It sits there. Food passes by. Anyway, though, but radiation sensors are fairly easy to set up, and basically one of my if you know me, you know how maybe anal I am when it comes to checking things. Because like I said with the Philippine Islands, and also with the Windscale disaster area, I was not being informed. Nobody was telling me about the radiation levels, and it caused a serious problem, because then people started dying, and then everyone was like, "Well, now what? What do you want me to do?" And I was like, "Okay, do this. You're gonna put a vacuum cleaner, have a filter on it. We're gonna see what the hell is going on over there." And then from there, that went into, once we've picked up radiation there, then I ordered all the milk to be thrown away, and this was all me as a child. And gets into who I am and what I am. And basically how inventor of steam shovels, steam engines, flight, and just this guy that basically ran the world mostly because everyone was dying and no one knew what to do. And I was basically already the boss, and other people tried to steal my country or whatever, and then found out reasons why that was a bad idea. Because basically, I was the leader and pretty much the best well-informed person that is technically whatever. That leads into why America and the world is the way it is. Because of all my triage shit and my Unit 731 and my Russian modern day hospital stuff and everything, and just getting people upgraded in science and technology. A lot of people did it on my behalf. Other people, I don't know. Anyway, though, but this is me we're talking about, and how and how I've always ordered radical changes whenever a problem did occur, like with Windscale, and then with Chernobyl. I would hope that they would do the exact same procedures that they did in Windscale, which they kind of did, which was mass evacuation, 1,000-foot or more. 1,000-foot mile, whatever, exclusion zone, or until the radiation drops to a safe level. And also checking for food and milk and all that other stuff. And all the surrounding areas would have to do that as well, which ends up being a nightmare for the bureaucracy, because then they have to go and pay for those subsidies that were now ruined and all that other stuff, and basically say, sorry, it's going to the trash. And that thing needs to, what's called, and it also kind of absorbs some of the radiation too, is absorbed by those things, and then you can deal with it. I don't know. That's all. I talk to scientists about all that crap. Anyway, though, my whole life, whenever things started going to hell, basically I was the one that people came to, pretty much ask what the hell to do, and I did. And all that. So it's kind of funny, because I just look like a normal person and a child. No one would understand or know what a key pivotal roles I've played in so many issues in America and the world, where I had ordered things and things had to be done on my behalf, because the world was pretty much ending. And major problem. People had really made major mistakes with their calculations. Well, for the most part. Anyway, it's just kind of weird. Anyway, this is talking about Chernobyl, and on things. And I don't even know why I'm uploading this video. I shouldn't even bother.